Step-by-step exam solutions. OK Math class, training you to excel. Subscribe, give a thumbs up, share with friends, notifications so that you don't miss any video. OK Math class, step by step to exam success. Step 1, plan. Step 2, pray. Step 3, prepare. Step 4, preview. And finally, step 5, perform. OK Math class, step-by-step exam solution to WASSCE May June 2013. Questions number 4 and 5. Question number 4, number numeration, fraction and inequality. Question number 5, number numeration, ratio and arithmetic mean. Let's go straight to question number 4. Question number 4. The area of a circle is 154 square centimeters. It is divided into 3 sectors, such that 2 of the sectors are equal in size, and the third sector is 3 times the size of the other 2 put together. Calculate the perimeter of the third sector. Take pi as 22/7. Let's solve this question together. This is the circle. This is one of the sector, and this is another sector. These 2 sectors were told if we add the angle between them together, the area of these two together, it will be 3 times. 3 of these will be 1 of these. So that is the second part and the third part. This sector, the area of this sector is 3 times the area of these 2 sectors put together, according to the question. The area of the bigger sector is 3 times the area of the small sectors, 2 of them put together. So let the angle of these 2 sectors be 2x. The angle of the bigger sector should then be 3 times the angle of the sum of these 2 sectors, which is 3 times 2x. But we know that the sum of angles in a circle is equal to 360 degrees. Therefore, 2x plus 6x. 6x is obtained by multiplying 3 by 2x is equal to 360. Angle at a point. Added 2 and 6 will give us 8x is equal to 360. Dividing both sides by 8, x will be 45 degrees. So the angle of this sector is 45. The angle of this sector is 45, and the angle of these 2 sectors put together will be 90. And 3 times 90 degrees will give us the angle of the other sector. So the angle of the big sector would now be 6 times 45 degrees, which is 270 degrees. But we are told that the area of a circle we know is pi r squared. And that area is 154 square centimeters. So we are going to make r squared the subject by dividing both sides by pi. So we are going to have r squared will give us 154 divided by pi. So we are going to replace pi by its value given here, 22/7. So that will give us 154 divided by 22/7. So r squared then will give us 154 over 1. Then we are going to change this division here to multiplication and then invert the fraction. So changing division to multiplication, then we are going to invert this fraction. That will give us 7/22. 22 will divide 154 to give us 7. Therefore, r squared will be equal to 7 times 7, which will give us 49. Taking the square root of both sides, r will be equal to 7 centimeters. Now that we know the radius of the circle, we can go ahead to calculate the perimeter of this bigger sector. Let's see how to do that now. This is the sector, the arc of the sector shown in red now, and we are going to calculate that. The angle at the center is 270 degrees, and the length of that arc is represented by this L. We know that L is equal to theta over 360 times 2 pi r. This is the circumference of the circle, and this is the angle subtended by this arc at the center. So we are going to replace theta with 270 degrees and pi with 22 over 7. As you can see, 7 will divide 7. So now we are now left with 270 over 360 times 2 times 22 over 1. Simplifying that with calculator, we are going to have that L is equal to 33 centimeters. So therefore the length of the arc is equal to 33 centimeters. Now we are going to find the perimeter. But before we can get the perimeter, we need to know the radius, and we have already calculated the radius here. So therefore the perimeter will be equal to L that we have calculated here, which is 33 centimeters, plus the radius of this circle at this point 2, and the radius of this circle, 2 of them, add them together, we have 2r. That's the first radius, and that's the second radius. So we're going to add all these together to get the perimeter of the sector. L is 33 centimeters plus 2 multiplied by 7. The radius of the circle is 7 centimeters. So therefore perimeter will be equal to 33 plus 14. Adding them together now, the perimeter will give us a 47 centimeters. That's the solution to question number 4. We'll go straight to the next slide to solve question number 5. Question number 5. A boy 1.2 meter tall stands 6 meters away from the foot of a vertical lamp pole 4.2 meters long. If the lamp is at the tip of the pole, A. Represent this information in a diagram. B. Calculate the number 1. Length of the shadow of the boy cast by the lamp. 2. The angle of elevation of the lamp from the boy, correct to the nearest degree. Let's solve this question together now. In every question involving geometry or trigonometry or elevation and depression, we need to draw the diagram, because if you solve the question without drawing the diagram, the examiner will not mark it, they will score you 0. So now let's get the diagram together now. So now that is the lamp pole 4.2 meters long, and this is the distance where the boy is standing, 6 meters from the lamp pole. So that's the boy, and this is the shadow of the boy. Now the light from the lamp is what is casting the shadow. So now that's the light from the lamp causing the shadow of the boy to fall on the ground to the left side, and the distance of that shadow from the boy is x, while the boy is standing 6 meters from the pole. Remember, the height of the boy is 1.2 meters and the height of the lamp pole is 4.2 meters. So now we're now going to add some diagrams construction to be able to solve this. So we're now going to draw from the head of the boy to the lamp pole. And remember, that will be the same thing as 6 centimeters. Then we're interested in this angle and in this angle, and we know that these two angles are equal. Corresponding angles are equal. So therefore this side also is 4.2 meters. and if this is 4.2 meters, 1.2 meters, sorry, then the difference between the top of the lamp pole and this point will be 4.2 minus 1.2. So therefore that will give us 3.0 meters. So now we're now going to go to solution to B. Now we need this height. To be able to calculate this height, we need this angle, but this height is given, this length is given, so we can use that to find this angle in terms of cosine, sine, or tangent. But looking at the sides that is shown and the side given here, this is opposite to this angle and this is adjacent to this angle. Opposite of adjacent we know is tan, so therefore we are now going to find tan theta, which we know is going to be 3, that is being highlighted here, divided by then the adjacent. That's the adjacent, and that's 6 centimeters. So we have that. Then of course we know that this angle is equal to this angle, corresponding angle. So therefore this angle is also equal to this. So phi is equal to theta. So we need to find cos phi using this height and this height, and using that we are going to have 1.2 divided by the height that's being highlighted now, which is x, will give us tan phi. So we have tan theta 3/6, we have tan phi 1.2 over x. But as I said, these two angles we know that they are equal, corresponding angles. So therefore phi is equal to theta, corresponding angles are equal. So since phi is equal to theta, we're now going to equate the ratio for tan theta to that of tan phi. Then have 3.0 over 6.0 will be equal to this 1.2 over x. So 1.2 divided by x. Now the only unknown here now is x. So we're going to cross multiply. Cross multiplying, x times 3 will give us 3x. And that will be equal to, multiplying across this side, 6 multiply 1.2 will give us 7.2. So now we're going to make x the subject. So x will give us 7.2 over 3. Using calculator, we can divide this to give 2.4 centimeters. So therefore, x is 2.4 centimeters. The length of the shadow of the boy is 2.4 centimeters. Already we know that tan phi is given by 1.2 over x, and now we know that x is equal to 2.4, so tan phi will be 1.2 over 2.4. Using calculator we can evaluate this. 1.2 divided by 2.4 will give us 0.5. So now we are going to use the calculator to find the arctan of 0.5. So therefore phi will give us 26.5 degrees. 26.5 degrees. So phi to the nearest degree will give us 27 degrees. That brings us to the end of this presentation. Thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe. Thank you very much.